We're going to call the meeting to order. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Is that correct? Here we go. Please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Sir, Sandra Cavazos Ayala.
Present.
Meli Paz.
Present.
Roberto Ortiz.
Present.
Esmeralda Rodriguez.
Present.
Angelica Salinas. Absent. Rosa Maria de Llano.
Present.
Etelvina Perez.
Present.
Rosnio Villarreal.
Present.
Rafael Romo. Absent. We have a quorum.
All right. Thank you for the quorum and citizens' comments. There's none at this time. So minutes, if we can have, I can ask the committee to go ahead and overlook the minutes from last meeting for approval or any corrections.
Everything's, so I move that we accept the minutes as read.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor of accepting the minutes as is, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, the ayes have it, and we'll move on to the communications and announcements, please.
We're gonna go ahead and start. It's just an announcement. We're not ready to quite make a presentation for you yet, but I have Danielle Burns here, our technical services librarian, who's gonna tell you about something we're working on.
So, there's a couple of places, I don't know if you've been to our website recently, I've added a couple of places, so people will be able to see where we're having our strategic plan survey. So you'll see here, I have a little link here on our website that you'll be able to click and it'll direct you to our website for the first point of view where they're able to see it. Secondly, we have it down here as well, and then we have it in our menu up top. So once you click those links here, you'll see what you have in your hands, which is a QR code for the English and Spanish versions. Have you ever used a QR code?
Yes.
Okay. If you haven't, what's really cool is you just open your phone's camera, go up to the photo, and you'll see the little link there to our form survey. The survey is in Spanish and English. It's about 17 questions asking on their satisfaction of the library, any programs they'd like to see, whether it be virtually, in person, how they rate their experience when they're here, what do they come here for, and in terms of occupation and profession, just out of curiosity to see who they are, who our users are. So far we've had, I think it's a little over 300 in English surveys submitted, and it's about 67 in Spanish. We highly recommend, we've shared this with our PIO office, as well as the newspaper put in a little clip on it, and LMT, but feel free to share this. We're also sharing it on social media.
We're also doing some of the surveys in person
Yep.
using an iPad. And all this is so that we can form our strategic plan for the next 5 years. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, so a little down the road, I'll be back again to show you the strategic plan.
I think the end of February, the
Most
survey is
likely.
gonna be on.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be finished by the end of February.
So is there somewhere like prominent at every entrance of all the library and its branches that says, please fill out our survey before you
Yep,
leave?
they
or
have it all at the
something like
service desks. Yep,
Okay.
Wonderful.
yep, they have it all at the service
And
desks.
if you notice, we do have a table set up, so
Yeah.
sometimes when we have staffing, asking
can
as
sit
they
there.
come in and.
They'll go up to people, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so that's been really fun to see. So I really encourage you to check the surveys out. for yourselves. This is what it looks like, and then there's, like I said, in English and in Spanish. There's also areas where they can comment, provide suggestions, recommendations. So it's been really great to see that feedback. And it's rounding out our strategic plan really well. But other than that, that's about it. I really hope you check it out, and it's been fun making it.
So this is the actual survey,
Yeah. Yep.
but it's gonna be, so we can already start, they can start filling it out.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we have over 300 answers in English. I think we have 306 and 67 in Spanish.
It went live on the 15th.
I think so,
No.
yeah.
And when does it end?
At the end of February.
Oh, that's.
So we have it for
that's
about 2
right.
months.
Plenty of time, yes.
Yeah, so we have it for about 2 months.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of survey fatigue at the end of last year with
Oh,
other
right.
city entities, so we wanted to wait till it was a little more unique.
That's good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of city departments doing
Surveys.
surveys. So,
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
addition to what the school districts are doing.
Oh.
And they're all, it's crazy.
That I can imagine, yeah. Well, thank you very much. I'll shut this off, but please, I hope you take a look at it, spread the word for us.
Yeah.
But it's been really great to see all the surveys we've had so far, submitted.
Danielle, thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
And I'll be
Burns.
back for the
Thank you.
plan later
Miss
and then.
Technical.
Okay. What's that?
Miss Technical Director.
Yes. Alright, cool, let me shut this off. Cause you don't need it, right, Angie?
No.
Okay, cool.
Anything else under communications and announcements?
Just in your packet, you have a copy of the flyer for the State of the City, which is tomorrow. They haven't asked us to send out for you to go physically, but the information to watch it live. I've never been to, it's at LC, at the Falcon Center. I don't know how big it is. I know directors have been asked to go.
It's, well, we have our meetings there sometimes, so it will probably accommodate about 200 people.
Okay. Is it in the library?
It's in the, it's on the side of the library, but where the library is.
Okay, but you can watch it live, there's the website, and of course, you did get this as an email, the meet and greet with the city
Yes,
manager
yes.
candidates.
Yes.
So just, so you can have it in hard copy.
Now, on that with the city manager meet and greet, I know, have we done a dry run through with all the speakers and systems in there to make sure everything's working well?
I'm not sure if they're gonna make, they haven't even contacted us as far as the setup.
Oh.
From what I heard,
Yeah, no, we used it last
Last
night,
night.
we had no problem.
and from what I hear, the company that's doing it, the way it works, they each go to a corner of the room, they're there, and people just walk around and talk to them.
Oh, so
So-
it's meet and greet, not
Mhm.
like speech or.
First.
Okay.
I don't know
Or-
if they're gonna do a they are on, I know they're gonna do a presentation for city council. The next day is when they
Yeah.
officially get interviewed.
But here it's probably just more socializing. Oh,
It is, and that's where everybody takes a corner and the public just walks around.
meets.
I see.
But if they were to need a mic system or if
Everything.
somebody were to do an introduction of them or whatever, everything is up and running.
Mhm.
Okay.
And like I said, they haven't
It worked yesterday.
contacted us to see how, cause right now we're doing VITA also. So, but we've put away everything, but it's set up for VITA. They haven't, as far as I know, they have not, we touched base, try to touch base with them today to see how they want it set up, so.
That's why we had all those.
Computers.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
tables.
no, computers, the
The
tables,
tables with
with
tablecloths.
tablecloths, I said, we never got tablecloths, I
never
put
put
I have to bring
Buy
my
it.
own, I do, I bring my own and my own flowers
Mhm.
sometimes.
Is this the first meet and greet that they've ever had on the right way?
I think
As
it
far
is.
as I know,
Yes.
I've been here 27 years, I don't know, I don't recall ever,
Meet and greet.
because the past city managers have been local, I think. I can't recall the last one that was from.
And how about security, are you?
We're gonna have our regular security, staying late. Cause we, on Monday,
Is it still, you haven't know how late, 6 to.
6 to what?
Yeah, did it say till what time?
no, and it is a Monday, we close at 6.
Well, I mean, is there perhaps a way that we can, maybe you can contact city managers, who's ever there, just to say, hey, maybe.
No, we have, and
Just,
we sent
just
the
put-
application.
maybe have a police unit parked outside, they don't have to do anything, just park
Well,
outside.
any kind of meeting, they usually have somebody there.
Okay.
Well, but
But,
just to be on the safe side, request one, just in case, because you never know, I mean,
Right,
this is the first
nowadays.
time they do this, and they may not even be thinking about that, but,
I would
You
hope
think
they
so?
would, yes, but we'll make sure. But
That's why,
us,
Yeah.
we'll have our security,
Yeah.
because the library is gonna be closed, so.
yeah, okay.
And one last thing on announcements, we have had some reappointments to our library advisory. Ms. Cavazos de Ala got appointed by the mayor, and Mrs. Esmeralda Rodriguez got appointed by Dr. King, reappointed.
He did? Okay.
He did, oh, surprise!
It's because he sent me an email and he said, call me, and I had a number, and so I called and I left a message, but I didn't get to speak to him, so I said, well, let me go to the meeting because I don't know what's going on or whatever. And that was it, and I said, I'll just wait until I'm told otherwise.
Yes, no, it was the last full city council meeting, they had like 30 or 40 appointments.
boy, and he has to appoint the mayor and
The new people
your-
do, yes.
All the new people have to appoint, all the committees.
Yeah.
So we were looking at it, Mr. Gilbert Gonzalez, District 1, District 2, Daisy Rodriguez, and Melissa Cigarroa, District 3 are all new also, so.
So this has to be updated?
Yes, that one was
Yes,
for the
okay, that's-
biannual
that's
report,
6
so we
months.
have to.
So do you have a new one now?
So this is
Or
We
not
will,
new one?
we
Yeah.
will, but
Okay,
that
that's-
one was for last year.
I see.
We have to,
Okay.
give them
Yes,
last
Yeah,
it
year.
last
still
6
says
months.
here, Mayor sign.
Yes, that's
Yes,
it.
that was for last year.
Ms. Solis, so that means we're gonna get 3 more people.
Or reappointments,
Or
but
reappointments.
there's possibility of 3 more that could be, that the new council members have not appointed anybody.
Okay, not reappointed or new ones.
Mhm. It could be new, no, it could be a reappointment too.
Okay, so then what about me? Cause mine's November 22nd.
You are,
Mine's already over.
yes, but if the council person has not appointed,
Vidal Rodriguez.
you continue serving until they either reappoint you or they appoint somebody else.
So who is the new one for you?
Daisy Campos Rodriguez.
Oh, so it's a new
Yeah,
person.
Yes, so why don't you call Miss Stacy? If you're interested, call her, like they
Stacy
called
Campos
her, but
Rodriguez.
you can call
La
her.
esposa
La
de
esposa de
Vidal.
Vidal. That's,
Oh, it's his wife?
that's
Yes.
his wife, yes.
Oh.
So call her and tell her
Who's
you're
what?
interested.
La esposa de Vidal Rodriguez, and he's in District 2,
Yes,
and the wife is in what district?
the same, they live
She took
together.
No, he's already,
He's out.
She
He's
took
out.
over
Oh,
for him.
and she took his place.
Yes.
Oh.
But isn't there an issue?
Yeah,
well,
right now
we
there's,
won't talk about
Yeah.
it.
Okay. You can't, didn't know that.
Yeah.
There is.
okay.
And
Tuesday.
that's it for announcements.
Now, is there, I know for, Ms. Cigarroa, and I contacted her, but she never really reappointed me or anything, so I just hang around
you
until
just
something
hang
happens.
around.
Like-
Yeah, no, it's Alisa, this was since last year, and
I know,
and I spoke
I just texted her one
about
time, and I
you,
said,
you,
"Hey,
the president,
pressed the
and,
pencil.
and having served so well, and
well,
so
thank
I
you.
think
Thank you.
you're okay.
All right, I just
Because
wondered.
you've never heard, you
She's
never
free to-
heard of.
You know, unless you hear otherwise, right?
She's free to do whatever.
Yeah,
she's-
no, I told her you were the
So like
president.
Mercurio Martinez is no longer on there, so
No.
Mr. Romo has to be reappointed by the
Melissa.
Or
No,
appoint somebody.
Melissa?
Melissa is now.
Melissa.
What?
See, it changed a lot.
Oh, 5 people, 5
Yes,
new
yes.
people.
Right.
So it's the mayor, and then it's Vidal Rodriguez, and it's Mercurio Martinez, and it's Dr. Marte Martinez, and who else?
Gutierrez, no,
No,
not Gutierrez,
Gutierrez.
Gonzalez, Uri Gonzalez.
That's,
Five.
It is 5 new people.
Gutierrez está ahí, because that's mine.
Yes, no, no, Ruben is still there, so,
Okay.
just FYI.
Well, I, just as a note, I know I wasn't here, before, but Ms. Vidal, welcome. Thank you. I mean, I was officially, I do remember her from Los Obispos, right?
Yes.
I do remember when I was assigned there once as a coordinator, so. Good to see you.
Yes.
Likewise.
Yes. Okay, any other communications and announcements? No, that's it. All right, so staff reports, biannual committee report to the mayor, and city council.
And that is in your packet, that this is what was submitted. It was due January 3rd, as soon as we got back from the holidays. And it's the usual, you know, brief summary of what was done in the past 6 months, the agendas and minutes, and we include, the contact information and attendance, of course, that's the main thing, and nobody's in trouble.
Yeah.
And just FYI, the year starts over in January, so that's when.
The applicants start all over again. Well, just a question, the Honorable, is it Dr. Victor Di Trevino at the top? You're missing the doctor, Angie. In the heading, in the greeting, the Honorable Dr. Victor Di Trevino, Mayor.
We won't forget next time,
Yeah, and then over here, dear Mayor, Doctor, I don't know if you wanna continue with a D Trevino or just Trevino, I don't know if you want it to be consistent. So it could be always the same, Dr. Victor D. Trevino.
Anybody else have any other comments, observations on this packet? Okay. The quarterly program report?
You do also have that in your packet. It's the one October, November, and December, so you're getting it in January. I did do a little something different. I highlighted the programs that are not actually library programs. We just allow them to. So just so you'll know.
Yes, because I think you questioned that last time, remember, Rosa Maria? And this way now you know that those are not library programs, they're
In other words, staff did not conduct them.
people, yes. Thank you, that was good.
That's good. In Spanish, that would be yo lo hacía, algo, ¿no?
Story time is very popular.
Yes.
So did they come out of here with piñatas? Remember?
One of my staff teaches how to make
It was
piñatas. Little, but not like.
Marichala?
Like
No.
the ones, the
Roxanne.
centerpieces.
Roxanne.
Smaller, like for decoration.
It used to be Marina used to do it, and I think Roxanne took
Oh,
over.
okay.
They learn from each other, like, so they can take it.
For the library.
Now, when you say, for example, on some of these meetings where it's, for example, I'm just looking in November because I happen to be looking at teen takeover nights. The number of meetings 4, total attendance 12. That's 12 total of
For
all
the
the 4
month.
meetings?
For the
Oh,
month.
okay.
So during that month, she held 4.
But the piñata was only one meeting and there was 12 people.
Yes.
The story time, there were 8 of them and that was 220, right? 800 people came to the Navidad Fest.
That's our big event. The library spearheads that, but we have a lot of other departments and organizations joining in. We started here in this little patio or outside, It was Carol's on the Plaza.
Very nice.
And it's just, now it's at the arena.
Did you sing?
Hmm?
Did you sing?
No. I was a head elf trying to get And we, of course, our Santa and pictures, and the arena provides cookies and chocolate. And we have crafts outside. But Moss and the Main have a tent, a booth outside.
One year you gave books away.
And we did this year too, because our teens wanted to participate. So we gave them a tent to give out for the school.
And they're nice books.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Hardcovers and stuff?
Very nice books, yeah.
And that's 800 where we have contact with somebody. I mean, maybe some people didn't come into the booths and we're just inside the arena, so.
But the ones that you actually communicated with.
And did a craft with them. It's a lot of fun, but it's exhausting. It's all day.
Oh, yeah. I'm planning as
Any
well.
other,
Once a year.
any
Yes.
other questions on the quarterly report? Anything? Questions, observations, anything? Okay, moving on to library directors.
And I do have an update on Bruni. We've moved, hopefully, we're targeting February 14th. We've had issues with getting books. Right now, we're waiting on IT to set up the computers. We just activated the phone and the internet. So now we're targeting the 14th. The 3 staff members that I told you last time are on board. They're already going over there. They're setting up, cleaning. Well, it was fairly clean, so.
Now, question on that, because I'm actually one of those nerds that reads announcements and things in the newspaper. There was something about repairs or bid going out from the city for the Bruni Plaza.
How long ago was this?
This was just like last Sunday.
Last Sunday?
Mhm.
I have not seen it. I don't know what it's for. I'll have to look at that.
Right, just to
Unless
ensure
they're
that-
getting they need to fix the back part
Okay.
behind the library. The planning department used to be there.
And I'm only asking only because that building is fairly old. I mean, I remember going through it as a child. I'm
Me too.
53. So, some of the construction there probably includes some material that today you can't even use anymore.
Well, the library part is newer than the rest of the library.
Okay.
When the planning department moved in, we got that area. Yes, and I don't think that it applies to the library part.
Okay.
It was in some of the offices in the back.
All right, thank you. Just was wondering.
And, oh, one more question, Ms. Solis. Are we going to use all the Bruni?
No, just
No,
the same footprint.
Just the same, okay.
Footprint. I don't know what's gonna happen. There was talk of other departments moving in. There's been, other.
But they're not
years
there anymore, the ones,
No,
the city
they-
planning is not there anymore.
It's not there anymore.
They
There's
were
been
back.
talk about, and I'm of other departments moving in there.
Okay.
It's right there by the railroad track, right?
Mhm.
They used to have back then, if you needed a construction permit or something.
Yeah, the city.
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
planning,
Yeah.
okay.
That's where they
The
had
city
moved in,
planning.
yeah.
That's a-
But they have their own.
And a
building now.
police sub,
Ooh, yes.
There used
a
to be
long,
a
long time
substation.
ago.
back, right?
Yes.
Long time ago. They took over, cause, I was there when the whole building was library. They took
Yes.
over where technical services was for a while, the COPS program.
So what was the police substation there? Was that group that went to HEB, that area, somewhere that has substation there?
They had substations, but I think they discontinued that program, yes.
Because I remember that's where, a meeting, I met Mr. Waharo. Mr. Waharo.
I never met him, he was.
Yeah,
This
he
is
was
a
there.
long time ago.
Oh,
You never
long.
met, yes,
No.
yes. You never met him?
He was already, when I started, he had already passed
I
away.
don't know, he go to my class for like 20
He was
years.
tall and
20 years.
thin.
I
For
got this
the
For Halloween.
Halloween, his ghost stories, I heard about that.
I have written some of them. I have.
Okay.
Okay. I did give update on the active shooters last time, but we did have both here at the main library and.
Yes, excuse me, we asked you to present again for you, Robert, because I
Okay.
know you had asked.
Yes,
And I think we suggested that she present it again so that you could hear this information.
yes.
Well, Moss had theirs too. They did make some recommendations. One was for us to have like a code system, and that's, in your
Yes, I
packet.
saw that. Where did I put it?
So we're gonna make stickers so, staff can put it behind their IDs that they're supposed to have at all times.
That's good. That is good. Yeah, we have that. I'm sure
Yes,
most
most of the ones we found online were for hospitals.
Yes,
not wanna see the silver.
we have.
So that's a silver, a code, when they say code silver?
It's, or somebody with a weapon.
So is that something that you're going to probably, I would assume, blow up and have in prominent places around the library, so if people
I
hear it?
don't think that,
No?
no, it's for staff.
It's
for-
just
yeah,
for
so
staff?
that they'll-
I'm just wondering, like, you know, where how would, like, people who are here would react to it, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they know what's going on.
Like if you, who announces it, do you have in the
And
phone,
that's-
in the phone system, like a
Well,
PA system? or
That's
what?
another thing, we have the PA system, but it's in the front desk. And they recommend we move it to the back where the staff is. We have contacted Jerry Yard and we're pending for him to come in to see if he can do it or he's gonna get us a quote for somebody who can do it.
Yeah, because at the schools, anybody can pick up the phone and say,
Yeah, it's just a
code
code
red,
for any-
code silver,
I don't
right?
think our,
Your system isn't like that?
no, I'm like 25 years old.
Like when you hear hold,
Mhm.
wow.
Mhm.
That means everybody stay put, but you
Yes.
hear it throughout the whole building. But here, if you were to say code red, how would you announce that?
Through the PA, the PA.
This way it's working,
No, the PA is, but it's not, we don't have it through the phone.
how do you do it?
It's the PA system.
It's one central location.
It's
that
the
they
one
can
that they're
access.
saying that is in the front.
See that
That
speaker
they're
up there?
They're gonna move it over.
Mhm.
Oh.
We're trying to.
So it's gotta be just there behind the desk.
Mhm.
Correct.
Right now, it's
Got
being
it.
right
So
now.
it's- so they're
Yesterday we
gonna move
heard
it.
it, the library is closing in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yes.
Yes, we
That
heard
was-
it last night.
Yeah, so that was the PA system.
Yeah, because we stayed here till 8.
Mm.
They ran us out.
So if something
So
happens
you
up here
were
in
the
front, or outside, someone's gonna, from the front desk will notify.
That's, hopefully they see them come in. But that's
And
the
that's a
reason,
good place to have it, because they're the first in line
But-
to see, but
we could have it in the back. I mean, it's
Yes.
not perfect, but it's,
So how did the staff react to it? They were,
and I had told them, some people opted out of the actual,
Training.
drill.
too traumatic maybe?
Very. And we had some people that also opted out at the other branch, but everybody got the initial briefing and the debriefing. But some people did opt out,
Okay.
maybe a
Well,
handful here.
It's just good for at least, to have a core unit of people who are going to respond to something
Mhm.
like that in that time, and you're only gonna respond as long as you know what to do, right? How well versed you are in what the system is.
Mhm.
We did have something like that with our district just recently. It was called reunification, where we went to a school and we were the students. We were in a room and you hear gunfire, and then you,
And
what do you do? And you go,
They had,
all that stuff.
you know, they had caps
Yeah, that's
and
good.
and they gave us the option whether you want it with or without, just them saying bang, bang, bang. But we opted to just
No,
more
I think it's
realistic.
best- Yeah, because, and I always
The
make
more
this point that
realistic,
people need to
the better.
understand, to know what it sounds like.
The
That
sound.
it's not a firecracker, there is a different unique sound to it, just so you can get it, oh, that's something else, gold silver.
Mhm.
And not think, oh, some little boy popped it, no,
Oh,
it's
no,
not
no.
that, there's a distinct sound to it. And so it's just very important that people know and be able to recognize it very quickly. Just especially, of course, we see what's happened in California last,
Mhm.
so, there you go.
Did someone see on CNN just briefly after we were talking about the shootings, that within, today's the 25th?
Yes.
Yesterday, 24th, within this whole month, they showed a map of the US?
And how many?
30 some,
Was it,
33?
I think it was, I
No.
thought I saw
did
that.
I mean, I saw the whole map with
Everywhere.
red dots everywhere.
Mm.
400?
Might have been over the year, maybe, no?
No,
Just
this
the
year?
month of January.
Just a month
Oh,
of
there you go.
January.
Shootings. I
Yes.
mean, I would've said
No.
400, something like that.
Yeah.
Did anybody see it?
No,
And you saw the map
Maybe
and it was
33
covered.
killed.
Mhm.
maybe, But either way, you know,
I
that
was
makes the
shocked
point that
to see that
that's why I asked for this. That's,
within 3 weeks.
we have all these branch libraries and we're fortunate to have them, but I think we do owe it at least, you know, the public to say that, hey, there is a system, a procedure, something in place. At that moment, it's chaos, of course, right? How things happen and how quickly they happen. And your reactions to it do matter. They just arrested 70 illegals at my campus just last week. We had to go to a secure, not a lockdown, because we were allowed to be still in the building, but at the same time they were trying to get into our building. So those kinds of things, right? That how do you react to them? Because they're gonna happen. And I just want to see that we're, as a library system, here being proactive. Okay, and just anticipatory of, God forbid, some things that could occur. You know. Okay.
And well, maybe you should ask for the system to be updated if it's
I would.
25 years old. Like, I think you're due for a new one.
It couldn't hurt to ask, even if we know the answer
Especially with the
sometimes.
safety issues that we're having in our nation and our community. Like, I think
Well, if
the investment.
that's, I mean, we can't move, I'm sure we can use the current,
Like,
but
maybe
if we
update
can't
it.
move it somewhere else.
Because one of the other things, again, it just depends, and I know that all this is, of course, it costs money. There are other systems that don't rely on that. We use what's called the Navigate system in our schools, and it's communicating through this.
Yeah.
Right?
And-
then we
and-
set the alert, and anybody can really set an alert, and it goes right to their phones, and they understand, okay, this is going on. And it also allows for two-way communication, so
Yes,
people
they
to check
did.
in, I'm okay.
We had the head of 911 here,
Right.
and I was able to dial in, and it didn't really work, but you'll be able to have your camera, and it'll be, you know, projecting it over there.
So if anything, I would like, Ms. Solis, if maybe at least you could inquire as to, you know, what, could we have a Navigate system? Could we have, I don't know what else is on the market, PAs. Ask for the moon and stars and see what we can get, and only in the spirit of the safety of the community.
Yes.
Because we have a lot of children that come here, and look, you just saw the numbers on the last report, the quarterly report.
Yes.
And those are some of the things that concern me, you know. We all have family members that come in here for story hours, and, you know, and so this is just something that I think we do needs to be addressed, and really, quite frankly, I know we're library, but all the city departments.
Yes, definitely.
So just FYI, maybe
Yes.
you could
And
please.
for your information, 3 weeks and 39 mass shootings, says CNN.
What'd it say, 30?
3 weeks and 39 mass shootings.
Yeah.
So maybe the others were just not
Well,
mass.
maybe
shootings.
total, not 2 or 3, but
This is
I
a
saw a higher number.
39
39, yeah.
in 3 weeks.
In
It's
3
a lot.
weeks.
That is a lot.
Well, just by looking at the map,
Yes, maybe the map was also, you know, just.
Cumulative from.
Yeah, no,
So
we're
we-
not mass shootings, but, you
But
know,
still,
one
they're
or
shootings,
two.
right?
Mm-hmm.
2
Because
people,
mass,
3
it.
people.
Yeah, like they're
more than
shooting here
7
the
or 8 or
weekends,
whatever.
I mean, you know.
But, you know,
I think
Yes,
he said
that's
four
okay. That's
people
scary.
dead is a mass
it's a
shooting.
mass.
But
So
so
maybe the
all
other
of
dogs
these other
were.
ones that
Might be
murderers.
just one,
And what is
or
it,
One
two.
or
which
two,
sounds,
yeah.
you know,
Four.
Yeah, but 39 mass
Anything
in
over
3
4 is
weeks,
a
in
mass
3
shooting.
weeks.
In 3 weeks, that's a
That's
lot.
more than 10 a week. You know, that's almost. People is 12 a week or more.
So just,
That's a lot.
maybe we can
No.
inquire as to
No, and
systems
we're-
that we put in place.
See if Mr. Yali can recommend something, cause
Right. Because this is an awesome, I could set off the alarm at my campus from here.
Do you know what other libraries, like in McAllen, San Antonio, other public libraries are
we
using?
can inquire.
Yeah, it's good to
In
know, I
anything.
mean,
Absolutely.
Kind of
yeah, find out
systems
what
they
other
have.
libraries and the other city libraries in other cities are doing.
You're at the
Austin.
universities? What do they have?
I have no idea if they have
Yeah.
anything.
But that would be something to look into.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for letting me hear that presentation.
Also, under updates vacancies, we have 2 librarian 2 positions and we're currently recruiting. We do have an interview scheduled for early next month, so hopefully. We have a library tech 3 here at the main library that we're currently recruiting for. The person who vacated that position got promoted to circulation supervisor. We have one clerk position at the South Branch, and that person also got promoted. We're seeing promotions and then
Yeah.
vacancies.
Yeah.
And we do have a library tech one at Faskin also open, and we're scheduled interviews for tomorrow. And that person also got promoted. So, I mean, it's a good thing.
Yes.
Mhm. So,
But it's like anything,
mhm.
the domino effect.
Yes, and I try, as soon as I have a start date for their new position, I'll start the process to open
Any other updates?
it. Just the checklist in that senior packet.
Kind of blind date with a book.
Mm-hmm, that was so cute.
Don't be bored on Valentine's Day.
If you wanna see what it looks like, it's just as you walk into the tea.
Really, oh, the tea, set
Mhm.
yourself up with one of our books. I think that's wonderful. I take it up.
And also in your packet, yeah, I'm sure you're already looking at the flyers and the monthly the statistics for December. We have started with the volunteer income tax assistance here at the main, the hours are there. It's pretty slow right now, I guess people are still getting their W-2s.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Very good.
still haven't got it.
You know, I guess based on what we presented to the city council when we went over there, I guess it's really important to ensure that these numbers of how many people, how much money people are saving and all that, only because, like you said, it goes back into the community. Oh my God, really.
Miss Solis, I know you told me, but who does your story time?
Jackie,
Jackie
Flores.
Flores,
Mhm.
Brown. Jackie
I have to think about it, because she used to be Bella. Here at the main,
Yes, I saw the other one at the MOS.
MOS is Priscilla Garcia.
Priscilla, I saw. That's wonderful, that, all these programs are wonderful.
Who does this conversational Spanish at the university?
It's Cecilia Marichalar. It is, she has one or two students that go. But I guess a smaller group works better.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yes. And the sensory playtime, is it only at the MOS or somewhere else?
I believe she had, we had it here on Saturdays. So we're trying it out at Moss now. We don't have it right now.
Oh.
We just have regular story hour.
Do you
But
have a
we're
special
working-
room? for sensory?
No, I think she does it in the corner. No, yes, we did it in the multipurpose. But we are gonna have a special room upstairs. We're working with the health department to have a sensory room.
Yeah, cause it's
Mhm.
special. Not just open space, but.
But we're working with, Cristina Reyes from the health department to do that upstairs. We've already painted the room and we're getting some supplies.
Is this for special, for autism or for?
It could be for anybody, actually. And it's not
Or
a
for
place
special
to hold
needs,
a program. It's, if we have, a child that's not having, we have that for them to go in there. Mhm. They can go and spend some time there. We were, Ms. Reyes, who's an expert on this, we should be inclusive in the story hours. So we're looking into getting, where they can participate, because that's the school. They have to, not just have special ones for you.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Having regular story hour, that's inclusive.
On that note, I don't, when is the Special Olympics? It's always.
It's always in February.
Yes,
Where?
it's in February.
George Washington, around those times.
Yeah,
so-
perhaps something that could be done in all the branch libraries, just in recognition of them. Because I was thinking the other day in that story that I don't know if you all read it in the paper with a local lady who has a son with autism, and she had to move. She had to move to
Oh,
get
yes,
resources
yes,
for her kids because there's nothing.
The
here.
San Antonio.
Right.
There
San
is, the health department is spearheading that, because it was brought up at city council, so
Right.
there's several agencies that are working.
But if
that.
perhaps maybe like, 'cause you have your display here, I'm just thinking
Mhm.
in a small thing, just to celebrate, Special Olympians, celebrate, bring attention to, because, if you've ever been to a special education, at the opening ceremonies, oh my God, it's just,
Yes.
both school districts are there. I mean, it's just, wow, I said, well, you know what, these kids, they need to go to the library, need to see, hey, we're celebrated here too.
Yeah,
Just,
that would
I
be
think it
something
would be a good, start gesture, I guess,
Yeah.
to showcase them, maybe just with photos, with tributes. I'm sure there's, I don't know, probably how many books out there on Special Olympians, just to celebrate them. I think that would, I don't know, step in the right direction. It's just a thought, I don't know how the
Yeah.
committee
I
feels.
agree.
I agree, we do need something to give the special.
Yeah, cause we do it through the school
special-
district, we have Special
Yes.
Olympics
Right.
and we have
Yes.
different activities for students. But the community, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
And I
can-
understand the
can
health
look at-
department,
See if,
but people come here,
Yes.
people come to the libraries.
I wanted to tell you, I go to Casa Misericordia, I've said this in the Laredo Commission, once a month, just to give poetry to the ladies, just to give poetry. And they told me last month, why don't you bring some poems about special need children? And I said, well, I've never really thought about it or read anything. And then I said, why do you ask? I said, because I have 2 children that are special ed. And out of like 20, I said, how many, and then another one in me. And out of like 20, more than half.
Yeah.
And to me,
Yes.
that was a high number because
It is.
I don't think that's a norm.
Well, I will tell you that, because we work a lot, of course, this is what we do, right? And I know I was asking several years ago, this was years ago, like from the 1990s, I think, to now, it's like a 200 and something % increase in identification of students with autism. And that was then, it's only increased, just
Yeah.
ask any school district in the
Yes.
country.
Yeah, but I
Those
mean-
numbers are just off the charts.
Yeah.
So it's a larger and larger portion
Of our
of our population.
I was amazed at the percentage.
Like I said, just go to the open ceremonies, you'll see for yourself.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been there, I go every year.
And they started saying, I said,
It's
how
amazing,
come?
it's nice, it's very
And I
nice.
go back to 1976, California, Santa Maria. I taught a summer session down there, and my friend was living there already, and she was in charge of one of the first autistic programs, 1976.
1976, and that was
Right.
rare, it was
Yeah.
hard to
Right.
identify.
There was some
Right, that's it,
identified.
identification is
Right.
how
That's
the
when I was
numbers
first
change.
exposed to that.
The mother said, I said, how come you have so many? I've never heard, let's say 20, let's say 10, I'm just, a lot of them, more than a lot, a lot. And they keep saying, well, it's all the foods that we have and all the, they themselves started telling me that it's all the junk
The
food.
behavioral-
That,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
That I don't,
What
I hear
causes
about
it?
that, but
And
it's
what, yeah,
increasing.
because they were concerned.
Yeah.
And so I've been, you know, researching a little bit, and I said, I promised you I'll write something, but there's nothing. I haven't seen anything. Well, in Putri,
Mhm.
there's a lot of technical things.
No, no, sure.
But,
Mr. Ortiz, that article, I believe it was, her son is now an adult or he's a teenager. And not long ago, I was watching on YouTube, it's Oleto, very short stories. They're 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 13. And there was one about a 20-year-old autistic young man. And they sent him to Arizona to a special place, a community for young adults, because there's nothing in his home state. But we need something for the adults
Mhm.
that eventually are gonna be on their own, well, some, not all.
Yes,
And
and
they-
I know it's a question that haunts a lot of the parents.
They're afraid as they become adults,
Yes.
who's gonna, I'll pass away, who's gonna tend to my child?
Mhm. That's exactly right. I know. So, I mean, just as something of celebration, you know, because it's
We
coming.
can, and like, we do not have the expertise, and that's why we're working with the health department.
Maybe they can point the way to the literature, to photographs.
They
to-
do, they're, Ms. Reyes is really an expert,
And that
she's
would-
been guiding
just,
us.
Just to showcasing there in our public libraries, I think just an extension of what they're doing at the health
You can
department.
might reach
contact, you can reach to the autistic, community here, and
Yes,
they,
we
I'm sure
work
they
with
can
the,
recommend.
we've worked with the autistic
Is that
moms, we
Orduz,
have.
or what's her name?
She's our board member
board
now.
member now.
Veronica Orduno.
Yeah,
Veronica.
uh-huh, I'm
She's
sure she
very
can give
active.
you
Very, yes.
lots of suggestions of how they can bring the kids to the library and do activity here or something, yeah.
Okay. All right, anything else any questions on any of the programs that are being offered, or the visits to the updates, marketing checklist? Okay, recent, we already did that, monthly statistics, here we go.
That's also in your packet.
December.
Have there been an increase in the number of people requesting, passports? Here.
They're busy, but
Yeah.
now we do them by appointment now, because we need to make sure that we have a staff person that's
Available.
certified.
There it goes, passports, 6%. Cause you know,
The
the travel
pandemic.
season's coming, pandemic's kind of where everything's opening up, so.
And we do get a family, the whole family coming in at once, so we need to make sure and set up appointments for them.
I think we need to.
So in December, you did
Mine
74
expired.
passports. Wow.
But my
That's a
kids
lot.
And that's mostly my circulation staff, I
I
think
Yeah,
most of them are
Pero
certified.
yo no.
You need to go get set up your appointment.
I'm certified, but don't trust me to do it, I don't do them every day.
No, but your staff is good.
Mhm. I've
Oh,
got
yeah, I
them
got
all-
mine here.
Yeah,
My mom and
got
family, we
mine.
got
My
it,
husband
but
and
it
my
was
daughter's here.
quick and,
Yeah.
before, of course, pandemic,
Mhm.
but,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
And it took us a while to get up and running after the pandemic when we opened, because everybody had to get recertified again.
Mobile site visits, the mobile is not running still?
It's not running, we have a driver,
Nikki, right?
she got her CDL license.
Nikki does a lot of things.
Yes, she does. we're going out for bids to get part of it redone, painted. So we're doing informal bids, so hopefully as soon, cause she's anxious, she wants to go out, but it needs to be painted, the bottom part needs to be painted. But she's taking it for Navidad Fest just to drop off things, so she can get the feel of it.
practice.
Any other questions or observations with the monthly statistics? Okay, then items for discussion or possible action for, next meeting, agenda,
February 22nd at 5 p.m.
and,
That's the last Wednesday of month.
I guess that on the, if there's any updates at that time of any kind of systems and.
No,
requests for-
I'll give you
for safety?
updates.
Okay.
I have to keep on top of that.
February 22nd.
Just-
Oh, there's that. That's right.
Okay.
Who's that?
Angie Salinas and Mr. Romo. They did let us know they were not gonna make it.
Okay. Anything else for our next meeting? Anything else that we will discussion in or anything?
Just let us know the Friday before the meeting, cause we do need to post before 5. And, we've already, well, everybody, cause everybody's posting like at 4:59. We try to do it, right after lunch. We did this time.
Okay.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn the meeting, any second? A second? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, motion carries. We are adjourned at 5.